Yeah, buenas tardes, YouTube. Anyways, it's your boy, another Zod back at you, y'all Chavez. But anyways, before I get out of here and make my way to LA, I just wanted to get into something. It's basically a part two to my last video. You know, a lot of people are asking me to speak on the shutdown. And see, I know a lot of people are saying that, mostly it's Trump's fault. And for the most part, it is. But you got to understand, right now, if the Democrats control the majority of the House, that kind of go against what a lot of people are saying right now. Look at, from my understanding, and not even from my understanding, but my point of view on it is I think that it was more of a test run to see exactly how the population would respond to something of this nature. Most people weren't worried about the smaller things. They were more worried about, the Section 8 and welfare and being able to, for certain people that suffer from certain ailments such as the elderly, there's places where they live that depend on this type of money in order to continue surviving because their family, for the most part, can't actually take care of them. So they rely on certain government assistance in order to, continue their livelihood. But there's a lot of other selfish people out there that are more worried about, government assistance. And some of them actually have no criminal record. They have nothing, but they're just too lazy to get up and work. And that's really no shot at nobody. But to me, if you don't need it, handle your business, get out there, get a job, do whatever you got to do to be a productive citizen in this society. I see a lot of people point the finger at criminals, but then you look at the people that are on welfare. A lot of them ain't even criminals. A lot of them looking for certain government assistance ain't even criminals. But that's besides the point. Basically, I just wanted to cover that fact. I mean, just to put that out there, because a lot of people, when it comes down to political parties, everybody's to blame. You know what I mean? We don't matter as a people. It's the government is the people that are playing each other back and forth. It's basically like a bid war. Say like, there's something that I want that you could give me, but instead of you giving it to me, you want to hold it over my head and see exactly what you can get out of me by holding out. Now, Trump did shut everything down, but he was waiting basically, I guess, on Congress or the Senate to pass, that bill, and I'm just going to tell you like this. The bill was passed, but he didn't get his wall. He didn't get his funding or whatever he needed in order to construct that wall. And there's a bigger picture to that, but I'm not going to go into that. I'm just going to tell you for the people that, to continue to get on here and, try to, I guess, bash me, call me a Republican, I'm not a Republican. I'm not none of that. I'm an ex-con that just watches, watches and does his research and then think whatever I feel, I speak on it. It's just basically my thought. You don't necessarily have to agree with it because in retrospect, I'm not going to agree with everything you say, but I do like to cover certain political topics, whether they be, most of them are constructive, Some are somewhat controversial, but that's what I choose to cover. I know some people want me to cover prison, but you can only say so much about prison before you get yourself caught up. You really don't want people staring in your direction too much when it comes to certain things. So, the smart person would avoid certain topics. When it comes to prison, if you haven't been there, there's a lot of other channels that can lace your boots on that. Certain things I can speak on and I will speak on, and there's certain things that I just will never cover. And for the people that come on, have talked about Nazis and all this other stuff, stop watching Hollywood. Stop watching Hollywood. Stop word of mouth or whatever you heard from this. If you weren't there to see anything or any deals being made, then absolutely. You have no idea what the hell you're talking about. You're just listening to regurgitated nonsense that's been going on for years. You haven't seen it. You know what I mean? So until you see that, then basically just keep your thoughts to yourself or, do your research outside of Hollywood movies. You know what I mean? And also I'm going to say on that. But I really wanted to cover this because a lot of people are just, the first thing they think is it's a Republican stronghold. But the Republicans don't control the majority of the House right now. That's what all these elections were so important for the Democrats to seize power once again. And now that they got the majority of the House, they doing what they want. They could have just said screw Trump and pass whatever they wanted to, but it's a play right here. A lot of people are failing to recognize that this is a game. They go back and forth all the time. We don't mean nothing when it comes to political structure, when it comes to political games. They play it well. I mean, you see a lot of other movies that are based on actual sorry about that, based on true stories, and not just they say it, but it's actually based on actual stories. Bush himself, a long time ago, when people were saying that the whole shit about him and Noriega and the drug trade and all this and how he had a hand in it, it was admitted. The CIA just said it. So I'm saying this is what, when it fits their agenda, you know what I'm saying, that they're going to do whatever it takes. The Republicans are just like the Republicans. They're going to do whatever it takes to fit their agenda when it fits their agenda. If it doesn't fit their agenda at that time, they're not gonna push on it. Yeah, I mean, you've seen the whole thing with, look at a lot of, I didn't want Hillary Clinton to win. I didn't want him. I would have rather the socialists win. You know what I mean? Bernie Sanders. I would have rather him win. At least he had a clear direction of where he wanted to go and what he wants to do. Let me tell you, socialists will never really have a foothold in this country because there's so, when it comes to a socialist, you're always gonna have certain Democrats and certain Republicans, and you know, you still got the Tea Party. They're always gonna be against it. So when it comes down to it, they're always gonna get you know, they're always going to get smothered, because when it comes down to it, it's all about the almighty dollar. All that balance and everything, that makes no sense to people that want to stay in power and continue to make vast amounts of money. The small people like us don't matter, never will matter. The only thing we're good for is voting, and that's it. And they'll say whatever they have to do. They'll suck on whatever they had to suck on in order to get you to vote in their direction. And it was proven. Hillary Clinton from the gate, I was not on her, because, I mean, come on, you seen what her husband did. Everybody called him the first black president, and what happened? He turned around and screwed every black that had anything to do. Not even, you know, you have people that are on drugs, you know what I mean, but they didn't have no serious criminal background, but they're still getting struck out. You know what I mean? That dude created a law that went at people hardcore, but you know, there's still a lot of people that will consider him the first black president and try to denounce Obama because whatever reason they want to do. But that's the thing, you know, people have always been against each other from the gate, never can find any type of unity, always looking for you know, to point fingers, you know what I mean? And it's crazy. And every race, I think, has that, you know what I mean? When it comes down to it, every race does that. It's like you got Mexicanos that don't like paisas and paisas that don't like Mexicanos, but it's the same blood. Two different, I won't say demographics, but it's one, some were born in the United States, some were born in Mexico. And it's funny to see when they clash, you know what I mean? Then you got Africanos, which is Africans, and you got blacks, and you got a distinguished, it's like an invisible barrier between them, you know? There's a lot that will not function with you because they believe you had it the soft way. I mean, you had it easy and they had it hard. But if you really think about it, we both had it equally hard, and not even us. I mean, talking about people back in the days and forefathers before that really had to go and was really in the trenches, you know, having to suffer, getting their feet cut off and all this other stuff. But you know, I'm not going into nothing about slavery. I don't cover that because I didn't live those times. But I just wanted people to open their eyes and see that there's a bigger picture. Come on, you think the government shutdown was just about building a wall? That dude, if he wants to get his wall built, he's going to get it built. And ain't nothing nobody can really do about it. Congress can try to block it as much as they can. But eventually he will find the funds in order to get it for the people that really believe in his message. But I don't even think he's really tripping on that rhetoric that he spits. It's not even about the fact that he wants to build the wall. It's just that his whole campaign was built around building that wall in order to keep so-called illegal immigrants out. So what do you think the voters that voted for him are going to think if he don't get that wall built? So he's going to throw some little rinky-dink wall in order to, you know, pacify the masses that voted for him. And whether it works or not, it's still he's gonna try to put it up, and people are gonna be satisfied with that. Like every other president has promised something and couldn't come through all the way, but people supported them because they at least tried. Well, they got a piece of it up. Well, that's not what he said. He said he wanted the whole wall, but he got a piece of it. So that's a pass right there. You know what I mean? And that's all it takes. That's why I say when people say who can dethrone this cat, you're gonna have to do a whole hell of a lot in order to throwing Trump right now. You know what I mean? And I know I'm all over the place, but it's reality. A lot of people are seeing it through political parties and don't even practice politics. They just see something on TV and assume that that's actual fact, but they don't see all the little stuff that's going on behind closed doors. These guys are shaking hands and laughing, smoking cigars in private, they got their little private thing while people out here suffering and don't know how they're going to pay their rent the next month. But for the people that have been suffering on that, Congress will be passing the bill. So, pretty soon everybody will be going back to normal and people will continue to get Section 8 that need it. And for the ones that don't need it, I mean, it's just the way it is. And for the people that need welfare and to take care of their family, it's passing now. You know what I mean? So there's nothing really else to speak about now. I guess people can go back to, making accusations and have no basis or nothing to, actually make facts out of what they're saying. You know what I mean? It's like when people try to battle that fool Ben Shapiro. That dude is so skilled at debating. I'm amazed by it, even though he has his political agenda. But I'm just amazed by when people try to debate him and he just cuts them in a million different ways with just verbals. He baits you and throws it back at you. His banter is just like, and that's I'm not on that dude like that, but he's skillful. You know what I mean? But yeah, for the people that don't understand what's going on, just really do your research and really just look behind everything. That all this tired rhetoric about this and that and walls, it's a bigger picture than that, and people just really need to pay attention to that, see what's behind that. And on that note, I'm your boy Zod. You enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll be back at you later.